My guest is the Senior Special Advisor to the Lagos State Government on Diaspora and Foreign Relations, Mr. Jermaine Sanwo-Olu. He's been liaising with Nigerians and with the state government on welfare and questions and concerns Nigerians in diaspora may have. He talks to me about efforts made so far. Mr. Jermaine Sanwo-Olu, thank you for joining us on Diplomatic Channel. Thank you for being here. And a huge thank you also to the Lagos State Government. We've seen all the efforts being made towards, stemming the spread of COVID-19. Is there any idea, really, how many Nigerians are outside of the country as we speak in light of the coronavirus disease?
Well, there are quite a number of Nigerians out, Nigerians in diaspora there, and we know that, like in the UK, there's unofficially around 1.5 to 2 million Nigerians in the United Kingdom. And also we have one of the largest diaspora communities also in Africa. You can imagine in Cotonou and Benin, and they are diaspora too, even though they're our neighbors in South Africa, in Gambia. You know, people are saying maybe around 17 million of diasporans plus of Nigerian descent out there. And there are others also who have already naturalized, who may be born second generation Britons but from Nigerian background, and also Americans or French. So if you start counting, we have a lot of Nigerians in diaspora, and that is a great potential for national development.
What have you found to be the most concern for Nigerians who stay outside, as they hear all of this information on Nigeria and how we are coping with the coronavirus?
Well, I'm the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Lagos State on Diaspora and Foreign Relations. We have Honorable Dabri, who is the Chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Chairman CEO. When you come to government relations on that greater level, she handles a lot of that. But when it comes to Lagos State, yes, many people are asking us a lot of questions, especially those Nigerians in the diaspora who came home for one reason or the other, a wedding, a party, maybe a burial, or one thing or the other, for even business, and they're in Lagos right now and could not be able to go back due to the closure of the borders, or they decided just to spend some extra time and found maybe thought in Nigeria, or believe Nigeria is actually safer than where they were, So there are a lot of questions that they are posing towards us. The major concern is that they want to have that rest of mind that, the government is going to take care of them. They want to get information regarding if there's going to be a lockdown or not, where they can get foodstuffs, where they can get information. And when they come to our office, we have the Lagos Diaspora helplines, 0811 540,000 and 0811 740,000. On these numbers, they are free to call us at any time of the day, and we'll provide them with information, advice, and guidance, ING, to signpost and also refer them to the relevant authorities who can be a comfort, a listening voice, and also comforting one in this period of COVID-19 and even afterwards too.
So you mentioned, the chairman, CEO of the Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Dabri. Do you liaise with her, in the course of your job, especially now?
Yes. Lagos is the connecting city for the diaspora into Nigeria. Most people that are from diaspora coming through Lagos, some to go to Abuja. That being said, we work very closely with the NIDCOM, and Honorable Dabri and a team to be able to support the diasporans when they come here. They always refer people to us, and we always do our best to attend. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is very committed, and he knows the role and the value of the diaspora. That's why I set up this office to be able to cater for their needs, and we are glad and we are happy to take care of them all the time.
What about those who are outside of the country, who are probably stranded and who cannot come back to the country because they've run out of money and stuff like that? What is your advice to them?
Well, I'm sure that the Nigerian high commissions, the embassies that exist in various countries, I know we have very, very active ambassadors and consul generals who are taking care of their needs there. They are the contact point for them, but also if they call us, we could actually be of support to contact them and let them know. And you can know that these are peculiar times or should I say extraordinary time, that call for extraordinary measures. So the immigration service in America, the immigration service in France, in England, around the world will know that they are not willingly overstaying if their visa was to expire maybe a day after the lockdown was instituted. But I'm really sure that most people, knowing that they would be stranded there, would have come back. But if any exist, the consul generals, ambassadors, Nigerian high commissions around the world are more than able to take care of them.
I know the Nigerian consulate in New York did put out a statement advising Nigerians on the impact of COVID-19 on their incomes and social lives, and asking them to remain calm, observe measures put in place by countries, and also asking those who require attention to call certain phone numbers and emails. Is that comforting enough?
It's helpful. It's really helpful. And President Muhammadu Buhari is doing all he can to ensure that his team is taking care of the needs of people out there. These are, exceptional times, so to say, and they are making plans. They are taking care of them wherever they are. It's not going to be one cap that will fit all situations, but I'm sure that everyone who needs the right attention, the right care, will actually be catered for in the right way.
My conversation with Mr. Sanwo-Olu continues after the break. And all of this was said, of course, after they had prayed for God's protection over everyone. If you lived outside the country, would this be a message that you would, make you feel good about, the kind of government that you have?
Well, it confirmed me know that there's someone I can call. Someone is thinking about me. Someone is ensuring that whatever needs I have are being met. And also, I'll be wondering, what did I go in to do in the United States? Maybe I went for business. If the business is done, good. Or if I have family or friends that could also be of support, or relatives, distance or near. This is the time everybody's coming together to ensure that we're safe. And, once we are clear, we don't have symptoms, I'm sure people will be able to receive such people in their homes or with the help of Nigerian High Commission. And I'm sure the American government also is taking cognizance of that, or whatever country they may actually be in right now, to cater for such peculiar needs too. So everyone is coming together in the world. In this time of social distancing, there's a form of social unity that is occurring, and we're encouraged by that, and humanity is bringing out the best in us in this time of adversity.
You do know that there are some foreign nationals who are working towards repatriating their citizens, those who want to leave, even though they're going back to countries that have high cases of coronavirus. And I know that a few weeks back, there was this argument about whether Nigerians who live in Wuhan should be brought back home, and I think the agreement at the end of the day was that they really didn't have to, because, they were better off getting proper medical care there than here. But now that this is where we are, and you have foreigners who are saying they want to go back, would this be the time to say, Nigerians who are out there, if you want to come back home, please come back home? Would we be making arrangements towards that?
For now, most countries are they've closed their borders, most countries. So flying in, flying out is really not happening at this point in time. Special arrangements. And until they are revealed or being happening, because what the federal government did say was that emergency and essential services are the ones that the borders will be open for. So I'm not sure if the Americans or the English or the French or the Emiratis are repatriating their citizens back to their countries. But what I know is that while they are here, those in Lagos, we are always in communication with the embassies. If they do need any kind of support, or they are facing any kind of challenges, even before now, we've been taking care of their needs, and we are always welcoming to them. So Lagos is relatively safe, relatively, and because the governor is doing everything possible to ensure that the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic is limited. Contact tracing, social distancing, public enlightenment, orientation, radio, TV, social media. They're getting the word out there. So people, they are quite comfortable right now in Lagos in the diplomatic community, because they have also embassies who are catering for their peculiar needs too.
We did hear the Commissioner for Health, Professor Abayomi, say that, cases in Nigeria or in Lagos, they could rise as high as 39,000. You don't think that with, people hearing these sort of numbers, it sort of worries, foreigners who are here to say that, they really want to leave before things get even worse, even though they're really worse in the countries that they're going back to?
Well, I'll advise Nigerians, not to be too worried or too fearful, but, respect the virus, respect what it can do, and to follow the guidelines that the government has put in place. Now, as you said, he said he could possibly read that if the two-part agreement is not met. The government has set out what people should do, and it's up to the people to now join and agree with the government and say, you know what, we're going to maintain social distancing, we're going to be washing our hands regularly, we're not going to gather in groups of more than 25. As of now, the number may reduce in time. We're going to ensure that we stay at home, we take responsibility for our own actions and ensure that anyone who is not doing so too is called to do so. So basically, I believe that 39,000 is the worst case scenario, but we are doing everything possible to ensure that we don't get to that situation. The governor is very active, as you have been seeing, and he will ensure with his able commissioner to ensure that we won't get to that worst case scenario by the grace of God.
Is the government also planning any assistance for those who might be stranded medical-wise? I know that, they probably have health insurance in the countries they're in, but now that there is a pandemic and they might require a bit more because, these countries are also struggling with their own healthcare systems, is there any sort of assistance for these ones, who are outside of the country?
Well, I know for the Schengen nations, it's mandatory that if you're going to another country, if you're traveling to any of the Schengen nations, you must have travel insurance. So your health will be covered. Also, if you go to England, America, they encourage you to have travel insurance. So that will be sorted. That is already being sorted out. But for those who may not have or who may be facing challenges, as I said, it's exceptional times. No one is going to turn you back at the hospital if they feel that, if they see that you are dying and you're in dire need of help. Humanity is prevailing in this time of adversity. So everyone is going to do everything they can to support each other. And we also have what we call the Nigerians in diaspora organizations there, NIDO. They have chapter chairs all over the world, and they're also there to support certain Nigerians who may be stranded, apart from the embassies and the high commissions. But we have a strong community there that really cares for one another. And I believe at this time, we are going to rise to the occasion to be our brother's keepers.
What do you say to Nigerians who are seeing all of these pictures from back home? Because I know people are getting all sorts of messages, looking through all sorts of stories on social media, true and false, fact and fiction, about what's happening, panic buying, not enough tests, and so. And some of them are wondering what is going on in Nigeria. What's your message to them?
Well, I'm not seeing that picture that you're seeing, and I'm not sure that is really being circulated right now. Many people are commending Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his interventions and what he's doing. This is someone who has set up hospitals, 100 beds in Yaba, with GTB Bank right now, they've partnered to have another 110 beds in Oniko Stadium, and there are other organizations who will be working together with the government to ensure that the medical support is given. They've also set up the Lagos State Emergency Food Response, and many organizations are donating a lot of food. Big companies are supporting also that initiative, apart from what the government is also putting into that too. So the food is reaching the people, and many of the concerns people were having, some of them are actually surprised, because we do have a listening government, a listening governor who pays attention, feels the pulse of the people, and is meeting the needs of people at every point in time. So this is a plus. Even at the federal level, President Muhammadu Buhari is doing his best, his very best, to cater for the needs of Nigerians as a whole. And I'm sure you know that the National Center for Disease of Control, from 3, they've expanded it to 6 testing regions around the world. So they are very, very proactive. And Nigeria is doing its best to fight this virus. We have limitations, but we're not letting that stop us. We are pushing on, we are pressing on, and we are believing that with God on our side and with proper preparation, we will come out victorious and the casualty will be limited. The government is doing everything possible to get all the necessary materials, personal protective equipment, everything that everyone needs to be able to combat the disease from testing. We are World Health Organization. We are working with them. Center for Disease Control in Nigeria is partnering with other organizations too. And you mentioned Jack Ma, the Chinese billionaire too, who has contributed certain things too. And people are donating, pharmacists, everyone is chipping in to really ensure that everything goes on. Testing is going on. Individuals are getting results, negative and positive. And we know that as a proactive government, which the Lagos State and the federal is, we are going to ensure that everyone, no one is left behind, no one is lacking anything. Nigerians will get the desired attention and medical care that they need by the grace of God and also through our quick interventions.
This is our stop on the program today. Remember, keeping yourself safe is also keeping the community safe. ChannelsTV.com has information on all you need to know about the coronavirus and how to prevent you and your loved ones from contracting or spreading it. I am Amarachi Ubani. I'll see you next time.